Let's talk about how to find an available domain name. First, let's start. What is a domain name? A domain name is basically the address that you type into a web browser in order to go to a web page. So when you fire up, say, something like Google Chrome, you type in https://www.google.com. That'll bring up the Google search engine. So let's break that down, explain exactly what the domain name is. There's a couple different parts. The first is actually the protocol, HTTPS. That's a specific protocol used for web browsers. The S refers to secure. HTTP is Hypertransfer Protocol. The www is the host name, so it's actually the name of the server that is used for this website. Google is the domain name. .com is actually what's called a top-level domain name. There are many different top-level domains. The ones most people are familiar with are .com, .net, .org, and then there are different ones for specific countries such as .uk or .ca for Canada. Your domain name should be related to your business name. This isn't always possible. The reason why is domain names are universally registered, meaning throughout the entire world. So someone might have already picked your domain name that's related to your business name. Your business name, though, needs to be unique, usually within your government jurisdiction. So, for example, your state, if you're in the United States. So sometimes you have to get a little creative when it comes to matching those up. However, for branding purposes, it is important to try to get a domain name that is very similar to your business name. A domain name is actually leased from a domain registrar. There are many domain registrars available. Probably one of the most common ones known as GoDaddy. You actually lease this domain name, so you never actually technically own it. There are different things on how the internet's put together that actually the names are just leased from these domain registrars. But once you get it, if you continue to pay the yearly fee, you're able to continue to use that domain name to point at different internet properties such as websites. So let's look at how to find an available domain name. We'll do some demos now where we look through different brainstorming tools. We'll actually show you how to check for the availability of the domain name you might want. And then we'll briefly talk about what you might do if you've already purchased it. Or excuse me, if it's already been purchased. The first brainstorming tool we'll look at is a website called Namelix. This actually says business name generator, but I kind of like it because it looks at business names and shows some different possible domain names. So let me walk you through showing you how to use that. So you can enter a couple of different keywords. We'll just say that our company is called Acme Company. Generate. We have different options on the different lengths we want to choose. I'm going to just choose all so we see a wide selection. And then this is just, again, different words, different ways to show different possible business names. So you have some things like foreign words or compound words or real words. So we'll just choose a couple here and just see what we get. Go ahead and do generate. And a whole bunch of different things come up. Now, again, you'll notice that some of these are completely unrelated to our original search term, which was Acme Company. But again, it's a brainstorming tool. It gives you different things that might generate some different ideas, when you come from what your business name should be. So anyways, so that's one tool. Another website that's useful for brainstorming domain names is a website called namestation.com. Again, we can put in our company name, this again, Acme Company, and get name suggestions. So this one brings up a lot of different names. It does also show some similar ones that if, again, they've probably already been taken, but you can, again, start getting some ideas of how you might be able to put together different combinations of words or letters or additional words that might do it. Additionally, they have lots of other options here for picking names. So again, works out to be a really great tool to see what might show up on different things. Another brainstorming tool is called Nameboy. So again, this one actually shows you the one with a .com is already not available, but again, it goes through a number of different choices that you might have. An additional option is this website Panaby. Go ahead and search here. And it goes through, and it too shows different options that may be available right at that. And again, you're going to get mixed results depending on what keywords you put in there. The next one to look at is one called namemesh.com. The results here, again, they go through different organizations, short names, extra names, common ones, similar, fun, mix. But again, just to show you there's a wide number of possible ones that may give you some inspiration as you're looking. So once you've kind of gone through, looked at different options, come up with some ideas for domain names you might want to look for, your website, I next recommend you actually look at a domain registrar to look at the exact availability. Some of those brainstorming tools also do have the ability to look to purchase, but I kind of like to go with one that I like to register my domain names and use it to look for that. The website I'm going to recommend for a domain registrar is hover.com. Hover.com is really good because it's primarily just a domain name registrar. They don't try to upsell you on other different things. They include free domain policy, domain privacy with their accounts. Very easy to renew. It's a great site. So here we'll go ahead and type in, again, the domain name we're looking for to match our company name. And you'll get a little more specific recommendations on what to do. So the first thing that you'll notice are these filters. We'll go through those in just a second. And it'll again go ahead and give you different options. So they have their top pick. You get to see the prices that are available. And we'll go, so they have popular domains. And mainly what they try to do is they put your words that you've typed in and then put in different top level domains. So again, if you wanted a top level domain of XYZ. They do give some suggestions how you can combine different words, like, again, Acme Company Group, Cash Acme Company. Again, you just kind of look through these and see what's available. They then start breaking it down into, if you happen to be in the tech industry, they put different domain names, or excuse me, top-level domain names that reference tech. Same with business. A popular one here is .biz or .business. Again, company. Arts and design, and again, they skip through home services. Anyways, you can keep looking through this list. You might be able to find some specific ones. For example, if you happen to be in the legal industry or a lawyer, they have special ones for that. Same for dental, for a vet, accountants. But let's go back up to the top and change up our search a little bit to say that we actually wanted the domain name acmecompany.com. And we'll see that this search comes back similar results before, but it'll actually tell you that this domain name is taken. And do you want to go to a company called Domain Agents that might be able to help? And you can actually try to make an offer on that. Definitely something to look at if you found a domain name that you really want to do. It's possible that you might be able to make an offer on it. One easy way to check that is just to type that domain name into your web browser and see what comes back. And if you find out that the website is pretty much an existing company, the chance that they'll sell it to you are probably pretty low. Now, in this example, you could say yes or no. The copyright is 2001. However, it's probably something somebody isn't going to want to sell. You may find different domain names that actually come back with blank sites, and those you might take a risk. Each of these agencies that handle kind of making these offers use sort of an escrow service to kind of handle the transaction. Read up how much it might cost to pay for their services, and then what maybe their minimum bid is. So it's something to look at, but be aware that might not actually work out as you go through. So you can take a risk, but it may be easier just to find a domain name that is available. The other thing you'll see here is, since this one's taken, this is where really the idea of a different top-level domain becomes actually interesting. Most people are familiar with .coms, and so if you can find a domain name that fits a .com, it is probably the best thing to do. People just don't worry about it. They don't wonder about it. But we are seeing more and more domain names that are not .coms come up. For example, .io is becoming very popular within the tech industry. Again, a .biz isn't terrible. So again, you might be, or again, a unique specific one for your business type. In fact, if I remember correctly, there was an option for top-level domain of company. So let's see if that one's been taken. And yes, unfortunately, it is taken also. There are these ones that are available. Again, $2,000, depending on your business, may or may not be part of your startup expenses. But usually it seems like the best thing to do is to try to come up with a different alternative that'll actually fit there. And I'll admit, it's just a process of typing in different ideas until you find something that comes back. Best of luck on that. On trying to find your domain name and then finding one that's available.